All right, another one has bit the dust. Another country has fallen. This is part of a plan. All right, this is a global plan. We know what this is. Klaus Schwab admits that he controls half the world's cabinets. He has infiltrated them and has his little puppets in there. All right. And one of the countries that is collapsing right now, implementing extreme measures, their president has spoken at the World Economic Forum. Their former president has spoken at the World Economic Forum. They know what they're doing. All right. And then, well, just a coincidence that their country just collapses all of a sudden. It's just a coincidence, guys. I just got chills saying that, even with the sarcasm, because it's not a coincidence. They openly admit they want to take over governments. They want them to print endless money and destroy their credibility, destroy their monetary system, destroy their economy. All right, they want them to implement crazy sanctions to shut down industry, crazy regulations, over-regulate industries with ridiculous policies. And this is all part of a plan. Every country on earth is doing this. All right. And right now, the country of Panama is collapsing. And I know we've talked about Argentina a lot recently, but now Panama is collapsing as well. This is South America is going down. South America is burning. All right. And half of these people have all been to the World Economic Forum and talked to Klaus Schwab. This is just, it's not a coincidence. This is already a world government in front of our face. It's put in front of our face. This is already a world government. So Panama is implementing price restrictions. So inflation has been so out of control in Panama that they are implementing price restrictions. And this always leads to less products being produced. It leads to product restriction because most companies aren't just trying to hike up the price of everything on purpose because they know most people can't even afford it. Their production costs are just so high that they have to make the cost higher to sell it, or else they're just going to lose money or not make any money. So it's one of these things. It's like an endless cycle. It's like if the natural resources are at a high, oil's at a high, then a plastic water jug, this water jug's made out of plastic, it's all oil derivatives, it's just made of oil, all plastics are made of oil, then this costs more to produce, it's going to cost more to buy. All right, that's how it works. It's not some like mystical thing behind it. It's not some like guy being a jerk and like some shop owner jacking up the prices. All right, so they're implementing price controls. This is just going to cause even more collapse. Argentina has had 56% inflation overnight. Prices just keep going up constantly. People don't even know what anything costs because they don't know what their dollar's worth. They're still living in 3 months ago. They're still living in 3 days ago, where their dollar was worth whatever, it was worth half as much now, 3 days later. So it's too hard to keep track. It shuts the economy down. Shops are shutting down because they don't know if they're making money or not. All right. This is a plan. Panama, Argentina, it's countries all over the world. Sri Lanka, all right, Albania, Pakistan. This is happening everywhere, all over the world. All right. This is a planned collapse. They knew what they were doing the past 2 years. All right. They knew exactly what they were doing. And Panama's former president, he has his own page on the World Economic Forum website. All right. He's a massive contributor to the World Economic Forum. He always goes there. And their current president is on record talking to people from the World Economic Forum and getting direction from them. All right. I will source all these things on screen. This is all facts. This is all real. This is all a plan. There are shadow governments. All right. There are people behind the scenes trying to pull the strings. There are people that want to collapse societies, collapse economies, collapse countries. because that's how they consolidate power. Here's an article out of Forbes. Inflation protests span Sri Lanka, Albania, Argentina, Panama, Kenya, Ghana. How long before they hit the United States? This is out of Forbes. This is just a couple weeks ago. How long? They know what's coming. They're foreshadowing what's coming. All right, these countries are collapsing. Cuba, absolutely collapsing. The power is out for millions of people. They are sitting in the dark for 14 hours a day because the government is just shutting the power off. They're saying, hey, we don't have enough. Sorry, we need to shut it off for 14 hours a day. It doesn't matter if you have money to pay for it. It doesn't matter. It's off. That's what we're heading towards. First, you get hyperinflation where only people that are very wealthy can afford anything. And then you get controls, just like price controls. And Panama, you get electricity controls, you get grid controls, power controls, fuel controls. The government starts taking over everything and controlling everything, and your rights just whittle away. And it's just like, how is this happening globally? How are all these countries collapsing at the same time? How are they all having inflation protests for inflation? What are the odds that they're all just having this massive inflation? There's no way it's tied to anything that's happened recently, right? There's no way in the past few years. There's no way it's been tied to that, right? How long before inflation protests hit the United States? How long? All right, this is what we are barreling towards. Once people can't afford food, then we're screwed. All right, we are completely screwed. Then that's what we're getting to. That's the point we're getting to. All right, and there's going to be food shortages next year. Once the harvests start rolling in at the end of fall, there's going to be massive shortages next year because there was not enough fertilizer used. There was not enough corn planted. A lot of farmers just planted hay so they didn't have to fertilize. A lot of them only planted beans. There's going to be massive gaps next year in the shelves that you see at your stores. So get ready for that. And the price is going to go up. What happens once the price goes up so high, nobody can even afford to buy it. That's when it's really going to hit the fan. So if you guys like this stuff, you like the prepper news, you like being informed, you like hearing about all this stuff. Did you hear about this? Did you hear about Sri Lanka, Albania, Argentina, Panama, Kenya, Ghana? Did you hear about any of those countries having massive inflation protests before today? Maybe you heard on another prepper channel, or from maybe a video before I mentioned one of these countries, but you probably didn't hear it on the news. Nobody's talking about stuff like this. So if you guys like this stuff, you like the good old gravy slopped right on your plate of truth, you know, then hit it up down there, guys. Thank you so much for watching me, listening to me rant, ramble, rumble, grumble, all that stuff. I know I get a little tongue-tied. Thank you for sticking with me, guys. Just did right there. And thank you, guys. You have a big old blessed, beautiful day. Go explore the mountains. Go on a hike with your family. Go kiss your grandma. Go do something wholesome. That's what life's about. Thank you, guys. Have a good one.